The following skit was filmed years ago, and because this is audio only, I have to translate mediums. Joe Rogan is the first to speak. The one who talks like he is falling asleep is Sam Harris. The other voices are from the movie Rocky. If you listen to after the skit, there's either a retrospective rant where I rebuff your complaints to refund your time, or finally directly address my underlying grievance with Sam Harris for breaking up with me.
Sam Harris simply is the highest level ninja I've ever seen. No one can touch him in a debate. A spur of the moment thought experiment.
Once he starts you on that track, he'll walk you right into his trap. What's the matter with you? Here's what we'll do. You need to think like a chicken. You need to think like a fox.
Debate night. See which wins in the marketplace of ideas.
You know, I'm not so smart. When Sam says marketplace of ideas, he probably thinks of his own experience shopping for the healthiest lettuce. What about the rest of us? You know, at the Walmart place of deals. I mean, Mick, has there ever been more info on what is good or bad to eat? Do most people buy off that?
Point taken. But let's follow the implications. People cannot be trusted to decide right, and we should find a humane way to kill most of them.
I don't know about that. I was just saying maybe it's time to retire the marketplace bit.
The skit is over. This was not my first flyover Sam's Death Star, but some flaws I've noticed in my previous attempts. I have critiqued the implications of some of Sam's beliefs without showing the lack of merit in his beliefs. So what if the implications would overturn the status quo? If they are true, let the chips fall where they may. Sam does not believe in free will and that the self is an illusion. The implications would be, why do we vote? Why use the marketplace of ideas? If we really don't choose, why put voting on a pedestal? I guess we couldn't help it. We have no choice. Pondering in Sam's view of determinism quickly leads to wandering off a clear path. But so what? If it were true, we'd best face it. I regret that I didn't begin with, before you consider the implications, the reasons and evidence Sam gives to his extraordinary claim that people don't have free will. Sam does not deliver extraordinary evidence. What is his evidence? I'm paraphrasing, but I don't think getting the gist wrong. This is the example I heard him give to disprove free will. There was an experiment. People were brought in as subjects. They had to pick to lift their left or right arm. There's a device they're hooked up to that monitors the subject's brain activity, either through their blood movement or electrical activity. This device can tell the technician when the subject made their decision to lift their right or left arm. When the subject decided, they made some signal to the technician. However, the technician already knew before the subject gave them that signal. Sam goes, that's proof. You don't consciously decide. Because before you signal, you decided. Someone looking at this device already knew. Maybe I'm a moron. Maybe that was extraordinary to you. Maybe you have no choice. Like I have no choice to be a moron. And you can't help but think that's convincing. If Sam is right, you don't really choose if it's extraordinary or not. For me, I thought I must be too dumb to understand the experiment, but Sam really seems to be sure. Still, I don't see how this disproved someone choosing left or right. It wasn't that the device or the technician decided for the subject, it just picked up on the subject's decision before the subject communicated that signal to to the technician. It at best picked up an early position in the chain of events of the subject's decision. I don't see how the experiment shows people don't make free will decisions, that all our decisions are just random, nonsensical. You might randomly decide left or right arm sitting in a safe setting, such as the experiment, but do you randomly decide to make a right or left turn in your car and don't look out for other cars, if there's a road you're turning onto, or a cliff? When Sam was explaining the experiment, I thought he was going to lead to a clear demonstration of how the subject wanted to go left, but the device made it go right. Even if that were the case, or in a later date such a device could be made, it still wouldn't disprove that humans have free will. It would only prove a mind-controlled device could control a human brain. If you're thinking, just because that experiment is not world-shattering, like the Wright brothers getting a plane in the air, maybe Sam has other arguments. How do you so pridefully know free will does exist? Isn't that an admission on your part that you are conscious and making free choices to disregard my arguments or to call me boring, a moron, or any opinion you hold? Didn't you freely choose to do that?